Welcome back to another episode on the MLD Balls page. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Golden State Warriors. All right, so like I said, in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Golden State Warriors. And this team has been off to a hot start. Last night, they lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers, which that's only their second loss on the season. This is a team that a lot of people were predicting to finish in the play-in. Even people had them finishing out of the play-in. And so far, I mean, it's just the beginning of the season, so you don't want to buy in to the start too much. But I think this is somewhat real from the Golden State Warriors. I mean, Steph Curry's missed, a game or two. He hasn't been 100%, and they've been on to an amazing start. Like I said, Steph Curry, I think he could only get better this season. The start has not been that well. He's been the second best 3-point shooter on his team to begin the season, and he's the greatest 3-point shooter of all time. So we already know where that's gonna, how that's gonna kick in pretty soon. Playmaking wise, I mean, the Golden State Warriors have just looked entirely different because Draymond Green is back on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, they're one of the best teams on defense now. What he does defensively, they're saying that what's his name? Castle, they got a new coach, and they're saying that he's changed some stuff up too. Draymond saying that, of course. So that's his player, that's his guy. But I mean, when you talking about it on a genuine perspective, the Golden State Warriors, their defense has gotten better, and I think it's just mainly due to Draymond Green being back. I think he still is a top 5 defender in the world. I know it's crazy. Draymond Green is like 33, 34 years old, but what he does as a leader of a defense and make his teammates better defensively, that's what it's all about. And himself defensively, he's an impact himself. And look, the way Andrew Wiggins plays when Draymond Green is in the lineup and when Draymond Green isn't in the lineup, y'all see it. Like we are not numb to that. When Andrew Wiggins is playing defensively next to Draymond Green, he is an all NBA defender. It's crazy. And Draymond Green, what he does playmaking wise for his teammates like Curry, Buddy Hield, who's been off to a hot start, is amazing. It's just that there also is another thing about Draymond. Draymond Green being back on this team, I don't think people realize how huge that is. They just added a second star to a team that, wasn't even that bad last year. Last year when the Golden State Warriors got hurt, and not even hurt, when the Golden State Warriors kept losing Draymond Green games, that's when everything started to mess up. I remember they were like the 5th seed before Draymond did all of that shenanigans. And after Draymond Green did all of that, that's when you get your Jonathan Kuminga minutes. And when this season, when Jonathan Kuminga plays, he doesn't look all that well because he's playing next to Draymond Green. And not only is he playing next to Draymond Green, he's playing next to Trace Jackson Davis, So like there's not much room to operate on the court, even if you had Buddy Hield and Curry in the lineup with them. That shows you how little spacing there is between a Kuminga, Draymond, and Trace Jackson Davis trio. Draymond is the best shooter out of that, maybe. That's not a good thing. And Kuminga, if you want him to be effective, you want him going down to the basket, driving, and you want Draymond to be effective, he has to have the ball in his hands. It's like both of them kind of have they're point forwards, the Ben Simmons syndrome, where these forwards with the ball in their hand are better than with the ball out their hand, and having two of them in the lineup together, it's not how you win the championship. And this team, honestly, I could see a way where they make a move to become a championship contender. Who will that specific player be? I don't know, but I do like Nicholas Claxton to the Golden State Warriors. But before I talk about getting players onto this team, hey, Buddy Hield, bro, the Splash Buddy. Let's talk about the Splash Buddy real quick because, man, this is kind of what I straight up expected. This is what I expected from Buddy Hield. I'm not going to be one of those guys that's on here saying I'm surprised. I have a video going over all 30 NBA teams. I think the Golden State Warriors are doing Buddy Hield an injustice with him just being a 6-man. I think he should be the starter. Why not? You have your Clay Thompson replacement. I understand the saying replacement hurts because of how much value and how he's a Hall of Famer to your team. But I mean, if we're talking statistically, no, this is your replacement, bro. Have Curry, have Clay, have Wiggins, have Draymond, and trade for a star center. In my opinion, like I don't see what's the problem with Buddy Hield and Stephen Curry starting alongside each other if you have a Nicholas Claxton. I understand Trace Jackson, he's not even bad at all. Hey, shout out to Trace Jackson. Like he's gonna stay on the team if a trade was to happen. It's not like we're trying to ship Trace Jackson Davis out. It's just more of trying to capitalize on the Stephen Curry window because we still have first round picks. And in my opinion, when you have a player as good as Stephen Curry and you have first round picks on your team, I feel like you're doing him uh, you know, you're not being real to him. I don't like that. I don't like when teams hold on to their first round picks and they have superstar players. Pretty sure Golden State Warriors fans, after this era of basketball is over, y'all will agree with me because remember, the reason y'all in this position now is when Clay got hurt, instead of just getting another Clay in free agency, which at that time is harder, so I'm cool with it. It's not like they made a mistake. At that time, you give Clay his contract even with a torn ACL. I agree. But getting those young guys with draft picks is, kind of where they messed up, honestly, because now look who they're trying to trade to get the last piece when, they could have traded pick seven, instead of Jonathan Kaminga. But at the same time, Jonathan Kaminga is a good player, so it's like cool that they did it and all, but you burned 4 years while doing it. You're going to get similar value for Jonathan Kaminga, and all you did was burn 4 years because of that idea of him becoming somebody that he's not. But Kaminga's still a really good player, yo. Like he's a good player, so you could get value for him. Players that I would want for I could only think about Nicholas Claxton. Maybe the Warriors don't have to go with a big though. I like Nicholas Claxton. I love him for this team. Steven Adams, I like him for this team. DeAndre Ayton, Donovan Clingan. If you could steal Donovan Clingan, do that, but that's impossible. Um, Robert Williams, he's never healthy. Is that what you really want to rely? I mean, maybe that's what the Golden State Warriors could do. Just trade cheap for Robert Williams. I mean, when Robert Williams is playing, if he's there for you in a playoff run, holy, that defense becomes impeccable with Draymond Green and Robert Williams with Andrew Wiggins. Oh my goodness! But Steven Adams, Nicholas Claxton, those are two other guys I like. In the video that I did last month on the Golden State Warriors, I mentioned Jimmy Butler, Kawhi Leonard, but now the Clippers are off to such a nice start that we don't know if Kawhi Leonard gets traded, and especially with Jonathan Kuminga being the headliner of a deal, I don't know about that. I don't know how the Heat feel about Jonathan Kuminga. It's like it's who do they get, and like I do like the center position for them. I do like the center position. I don't like Jalen Duran. You can keep Jalen Duran away from me. Maybe they just at the point of Jonas Valanciunas, I'd rather just keep Trace Jackson. Like if you can't get a defensive specialist on this team, just keep whatever. Just keep whatever going on. But man, shout out to the Warriors because the fact that I am now a month into the season doing mock-ups on how to get them into the championship is a good thing. It's a good sign for the Golden State fans because D'Anthony Melton has been playing great for y'all. Brandon Podge, I don't know why everyone projected him to start. I'm happy that he didn't come in with those expectations and he's on the bench doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's a great role player. I don't know why. I don't know why they were like, what was the deal for Lowry marketing? Like, are y'all stupid for not doing that? Or are y'all stupid for not doing that? I don't know. I don't know. But one thing I know is Lowry marketing would have been a great fit on this Golden State Warriors. And I'm gonna see was there actually a trade offer or was that all smoke? Because I remember the Warriors offer was not as aggressive as the Jazz wanted, and Utah asked for a large amount of picks and young players. Okay, they asked for both. That's why the Warriors were willing to give up everything the Jazz requested, unwilling. I mean, so yeah, I think the trade was Kaminga. Kaminga. I know Pods was in it. It was Kaminga, Pods, and their picks. I would, I understand. I understand that is a lot of value, but you already wasted a lot of Stephen Curry years, and I feel like time is more valuable than assets at this point for the Golden State Warriors because all of this is only possible because of Stephen Curry. You know, Stephen Curry's like 36. So um, the Jazz were right to think y'all are a desperate team. Y'all are a desperate team. Stephen Curry's 36, starting 37 this year. So stay desperate. Shout out to Golden State fans. Hopefully y'all are aggressive this trade deadline. I don't know who's on the trade market yet for y'all, but who cares, right? Because Kyle Anderson is playing well. I don't think y'all need another forward. I just think Nicholas Claxton, man. I think sometimes you just make it simple. You just get a defensive center with more upside than Trace and leave Trace and Kevon Looney be your big man rotation in the playoffs. Try to keep Kevon Looney because in the playoffs, Kevon Looney be, you know, Kevon Looney made for those moments. Even Gary Payton, man. Like, I like this team. It's just that final piece. Moses Moody, Steve Kerr loves this guy. Like Steve Kerr, it loves deep rotations. They're running like a 13-man rotation. I mean, yesterday they could have had a chance to at least fight back against the Cleveland Cavaliers, but he didn't play the greatest three-point shooter of all time while they were making a comeback. Like, I mean, you down 15. All you got to do is ask Curry to make 3 threes and you win the game. Like I don't get Curry sometimes, but the Warriors are on to a good start, so you can't like make a video saying he needs to be fired. But I'm still gonna voice my opinions on Steve Kerr. Like I don't like what he do sometimes, but he is a good coach. He's an NBA coach. I can't keep saying he doesn't deserve a job. He does deserve a job, but he makes some weird decisions sometimes. Shout out to everybody who listened. If you still here 12 minutes into the video, clearly you liked what I was saying about the Golden State Warriors. You value my opinion, and hopefully, if you're a Golden State Warriors fan and you are listening to this, maybe this is your second time hearing me talk about the Golden State Warriors. If this is your second time hearing me talk about the Golden State Warriors for over 10 minutes, come on, you can leave at least a like. But I'm at the point where I'm begging on the internet. I have like 200 subscribers. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Have a nice day, and God bless. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I said I'm done begging, but I lied. Now I'm done. Have a nice day, and God bless.